school in Africa. She attended the first university in West Africa. She is the first woman to graduate with PhD in animal breeding and genetics. She is the first female professor of animal breeding and genetics in Nigeria. That's in 1996. She developed the first improved indigenous pig breed for Nigeria. Let me rest with that. Welcome, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank
now,
you so much.
of all the courses in the world, why did you choose to specialize in animal breeding and genetics?
I did choose to specialize in animal breeding.
What
God
happened?
sent me there. Because why? When I was younger, my grandfather used to tell my mother when I would go and play with goats in his courtyard. And then, you know, these Dahomians, they always rage. And they will say, Bolaji, wa gbo mo e, awon ohori agbe lo mewure. So then, they will ask me, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe tó bá dàgbà? I will always say, I want to be doctor of animals. But due to prayer pressure, I was almost derailed from there. But thank God that God himself, in his mercy, rerouted me back. Because when I got to Shagamu, I went with my aunt to Shagamu. She married my first aunt, the immediate sister to my mom, married to somebody in Shagamu. And then he now took the last born of the mother to Shagamu. So when she was going, I decided to go with her. So my grandmother was saying, this child, you know, I was weaned forcefully from my mother because my upbringing was a little bit difficult. So my grandmother was taking care of me. And she said, I can never leave her for just one day. But that I went to Shagamu and I was able to stay one day, second day, third day. They didn't return me to her. She was surprised. And then from there, I started my primary school. I was at the age of 5. I started primary school. I was so small, so my headmaster would carry me from the house on his bike to the school. And usually, because I was so small, I was always alone in the house, and I like something, bread.
Okay.
So if they don't buy me that 1 cup of bread in the morning, I won't go to school.
Wow.
So, and then I love babies, and there was no baby in the house around. So if anybody should bring his or her baby into my house, I will go with that person. For the next 1-2 weeks, I may not come to school. So thank God that with my aunt's husband, she now said, how do you want to be a doctor of animals? Do animals have doctors? No, in those days, we've never heard of that. Animals have doctors. So how do you want? Why don't you be, brilliant children like you study medicine? They go for law and so on and so forth. So and you are good in mathematics, you are good in sciences. So he decided to help me to go for medicine. So in 1965, I graduated from Remo Secondary School. And then I was held back to be one of the pioneering students for the higher school in 1966. So through that period, I'm so lucky to have principals, headmasters, head of departments that so much like me, and so many teachers too. And then in 1966, I tried the concessional entrance exam. That's what we did at that time. 66, I was taken for agriculture. I said, no, I don't want agriculture again. I want medicine. 66, 67, 68, 69, I was now taken for biochemistry. I said, okay, when I go for biochemistry, I will now go for medicine. Unfortunately for me, when I got to UI, Department of Biochemistry, I found the atrocities they were committing there. I ran back to agriculture. So I went to Papa Yenuga in animal science. I said, Papa, I want to study animal science now. And then Professor Basia was, it seems you are the only one that really understood this woman. That's Dr. Almo Detmers, my supervisor. He was, I usually say it, my pastor usually say that, Pastor Tude Amoson. He will say, at times, God will purposely delay you because you have been derailed. So I didn't go for agriculture to start with because that woman was employed in 1969.
Okay.
So you can see the program of God in my life. So she was employed as one of the 2 females into University of Ibadan in 1969. With Professor Funke Egunjobi. So she took me up as her student for undergraduate studies. And when I left for my NYC started in 1973. We started the course system in the university. Our set started the course system. So our set started the NYSC. So when I went for my NYSC at Ilorin, Papa Yunuga was looking for me all over the place. Said my husband should go and call me because there's a scholarship, university scholarship waiting for me. You know, I came top in my class. And then he now said, Mrs. Adebambo, I saw that you so much understand Dr. Detmas better than any other person in the class. In fact, my class students were about 20 in the class, 4 girls and 16 boys. So they would come and knock wherever I was studying. I had a special place to study. I studied from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight every day. That's my routine. So they will come and knock. Funlayo, Shigetio, Shilekwo, Toba Shilekwo, Agba window wole, because I'm able to understand the yai. It's a German. So they can't usually follow her teaching. So I will have to open the door for them to come in. Then we sit together and we study together, especially on animal breeding and genetics. So with that, Papa said, it seems you understand Dr. Detmas better. I want you to come and understudy her. Because the missing link in agriculture, especially livestock in Nigeria, even in every aspect of agriculture, is breeding.
I was about coming to that. Because
yes, we fail to breed, and once you don't breed, you don't develop your own, you can never make it. Other countries are developing their own, and they are bringing them to Nigeria for us to consume. Look at the way chicken is all over Nigeria. We brought pigs. In fact, during my time at UI, the German government, the American government brought us Holstein cattle, brown Cisco cattle, all sorts of breeds of cattle, and sheep and goats, and sheep and chicken. So they were just flooding Nigeria. But then the Papa realized that the missing link in any agricultural development is breeding. You have to be a plant breeder or an animal breeder, just as we are human breeders too. So if you don't breed, you cannot say, this is my own. You have to specify your breed. You have to know what you are working with. So with that, I was able to go with Dr. Detmas on our pig development, because he had a herd of pigs for himself, for herself. And then Dr. Sternberg behind in UI has the reproductive physiology unit for pigs as well, so that we can use AI to develop our pig, which makes it faster. You can easily select on individual basis. You can know the male you are putting on a female or a set of males. So Papa said you have to study animal breeding so that we'll be able to do something about our animals in Nigeria. Dr. Detman believed that when we call our animals, because they are all small sizes and they roam about, they range, nobody takes care of them. The chicken will go out in the morning and come back in the evening. You give them just some grains. Whereas in other countries, they are catered for. They have veterinarians taking care of them. They have special nutrition studies for their specific animals. If you want to develop broiler chicken, there are specific feed for them. The pullet, specific feed. Dual-purpose, specific feed. So all the pig, specific feed. Turkey, specific feed. So we have nutritionists, we have value addition, we have behavioral studies, because their behavior differs. So those are the things that are missing in Nigeria. And that's why we continue to bring all sorts of animals from other countries. We don't know their behavior. We don't know the standard of nutrition they have been exposed to. And not only that, they are developed in a different environment, what we call genetic environment interaction.
What of the climate?
That's the environment.
Animals from there don't do well.
That's the environment I'm talking about. We have what we call genetics environment interaction. So if you bring, like I usually teach my students, if I had been a goat, I should have been called a long time ago, because I eat a little and I don't usually put it on. So if you have the gene for fast growth and you are given a little feed, you still grow. You don't have the gene for growth and you are giving the whole of this country as food, you will never grow. That's just it. That's one of the environments. And we have genetics and your environment give the physique, what we see. Whatever you inherited from your parents, grandparents, and so on is your gene. And that is the day you are fertilized, that is the day it was established. Nothing can change that again. So after that, you now put the environment on it. If you are developed in a cold environment, and you are now brought to a hot environment, you know what will happen. For you to adjust, it takes a long time. Yeah. When the Europeans were colonizing Africa, what sent them back? Mosquitoes. Because they are not used to mosquitoes here. And our mosquitoes have teeth that bite so much. When I developed my pig breeds, I was at the World Congress on Genetics. And then they say, oh, Mrs. Adeokuta, why are you developing your local pigs? You should have been importing. Our pigs survive very well in your country. I said, okay, maybe we should eliminate all Africans and bring Europeans to come on. But you know what happened to you people when you came to Africa. So there's nothing we can do. We have to develop our own that are adapted to our type of food, our type of environment, the temperature, the disease condition. You know, that's the worst thing that we have been doing in Africa. We bring animals from other countries with their disease type and come and infest our own nation here. So with that, those animals will die. We infest our own animals and they will die because they contact all sorts of diseases. So we are battling with all sorts of diseases now in Nigeria, in Africa in general, and we are battling with the environment interaction. So we are not making...
What challenges did you face while you are trying to develop those breeds of pig and the other breed of...
I was reading somewhere, it was not yesterday. It said in Africa, we will build houses, we will buy equipment, we will not train the people to handle the equipment, we will not give the money to maintain the houses and the equipment. So those are the things. Training is a difficult part. Secondly, the money, because if you don't have research for development, you are just wasting your time. We need research for development. Even those people that are dancing, those that are making music, they go on research to make their own type of music. So when you are now thinking of something that will impact the life of people, we are talking about millions of animals in Nigeria, and we left them to be roaming about. The Fulani herdsman will bring the cattle from Sokoto to come and graze in Abeokuta here. While trekking from Sokoto to Abeokuta, he has lost half his weight. After feeding here, when the rain starts in Sokoto, they start trekking back again. Whatever they gain here, they are losing on their way back. That's not the way to raise animals. That's not the way to have enough to feed our population. We are not doing it right. Papa Awolowo tried it. No, he imported so many cattle breeds into Warrior Dairy, Agege Dairy, and so on and so forth. What happened to all of them? They all died. There were no breeders to take care of them. Because when you bring animals in, you want to use them to improve your own local breeds. There must be breeders that must take data. There is a continuous selection. I did pig breed for 16 years of continuous research. Before I came back, it's one of my books. I came out with the pig breed for Nigeria, which are commensurate, comparable to exotic pigs in size, even better. Because the skin of my own pigs are thicker. The skin is so thick that you have to use knife to cut it. It's like momo. The fat is minimal and the meat very lean. That's the advantage.
But can it be commercialized?
I had more than 150 farmers when I was at IRT, and we meet every month. Some of them met me at one of the conferences on poultry, and it was, Madam, are you the one that was at IRT with these pigs? I said, yes, it's me. He said, it can't be you. The person must be older than this. I said, it's still me. I have been the only one that worked on pigs in Nigeria, developing new breeds from the local ones. And I've been the one for the past 24 years. I've been working on poultry, the local poultry in Nigeria. We collected all over Nigeria, we screened them, and we started crossbreeding them. Today, I have a registered chicken breed for Nigeria, in Funan Bafa, from my university. The unfortunate side of it is Nigerian government has not contributed a dime to that project.
The last 24 years.
Not a dime to that project. The ASU have been clamoring for research grants now. When we are giving 150,000 naira for a whole year on research, what do you want to do that for? The largest amount of research grant I got from my university was 500,000 naira. And I have to keep animals for the whole year. Thank God, when Bill Gates called from America, that they heard that you are the only one working on local chicken in Nigeria, the local people cannot handle exotic chicken. I will have millions of smallholder farmers, millions of widows, youths that needed to be empowered. Can you please work with us to do something? I said I was about retiring, but I was ready to work with them for 3 years. So they gave me the research grant for 2 years. That was what helped me to catapult that project to where I am today. And thank God, with the sponsorship of Bill Gates in International Livestock Research Institute in Ethiopia, they came in for 1 year to help me test it. When I finished with my pig breeds, I wanted to register them at the Registration Council in Ibadan. They said, no, I have not tested them around Nigeria. Wow. Where do I get the money? Thank God for Professor Mavon, Minister of Science and Technology, that helped me, and DFRI, that's Brigadier Larry Konya, that was heading DFRI at that time. He was one director in DFRI that came to Ibadan, and then we met at the conference. Said, Madam, I was told you are developing some pigs from Nigeria. Can I see those pigs? I said, yes, during the break we'll go down. He said, Madam, you are the first scientist that I will call upon that I want to see your project. And you say, let's go now. When he got to AR and saw my pigs, he went down to the man, yeah, I can't remember what they call him, Larry Konya at that time, that you have to sponsor this woman. They now gave me money to begin to multiply so that I can distribute to farmers. Some of my farmers started with only 5 pigs. By the time they turned 1 year, they said, Madam, you turned out to millionaire. What are you still doing in a government job? I said, it's unfortunate when God created you to be a bread baker. But because of the oven, you decided to sell flour. You have missed it. You have missed it. God created me for this country for a purpose, to develop animal breeders for this country. And that I've done successfully over the years. I had more than 50 postgraduate students that I've trained at UNAB there. Some of them have been snatched away from me. Some of them are in South Africa. Some of them are in...
Definitely, I was about to comment that because most of the things that we do use nowadays, that we just want to get the certificate and fly away.
And of course, some of them will come. They say, Mama, you are the one that gave me the referee's report that gave me this job. So I want to thank you, because if you didn't write it the way you wrote it, they won't give me this job. I said, the more the merrier, the fewer the better. I want you to go there and then showcase Nigerian animal breeds. We have something in this country that we can offer the global livestock network. Something in this country that we never took care of. When I started my biotechnology studies in England, I decided that I wanted to come back to Nigeria to take samples of my animals, and I want to see the genes that they contain, that we can contribute to the global network. My supervisor was angry with me. He said I should use my money. I said, I don't mind. He said I'll have to do it all alone, because nobody wants to touch animals from Africa. I said, no problem. For 3 months, I was extracting my DNA alone by myself. And by the time I got my result, at the end of 13 months, I was given Royal Society of England's fellowship for 12 months. At that time, I was supposed to be given for only 6 months. And they asked me to stay back. For as long as I'm doing something, they are ready to be paying me. If I had stayed back, I've been lost to Nigeria. I won't carry out this research on poultry.
So what is the next thing now with this research on poultry?